Hey guys, welcome back to my another video. In this video, I'm gonna build the little navigations on this Angular app. So far, what we did on the last video was we used the API to get the talks, and we show it in a list here. So as you guys can see, this is the data that's coming from the list from the API. So if I refresh it, and this is coming from the API. If I go in Network tab here, it is a talks API, and it's calling right here, and this is coming from the API. Yep, here it is. I'm going to show you, make this a little bigger here. And here it is. It's coming with the APIs, and I'm going to putting this data on a list here, right? And this is the material list, and I have added a couple of my custom CSS on the top of this material list here. Okay. So that was what we did on last video. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna close this. So on this video, now let me add the navigations. Okay. So now this is the project, how it looks like. So let me add the navigation. So I will create the navigation component. So I will create a navigation component by adding the ng generate, g as a generate, and c as a component, and the navigations. Okay. So now it's gonna generate me a new component here. Okay, so let's wait for a bit. And I want to make this a little bigger. How I can make it bigger? Here it is, 100%. Okay. If I see 100%, can I see on the bottom? Nope, I can't see at the bottom here. So now I need to make it a little small. 75%, can I see in the bottom here? Yep. So I need to see a navigation bar here. That's what we need on this one. Okay, so now we have a navigation generated component, which is here. So this is a navigation work. So now let's put this in on the bottom here. Okay, so in my app.component.html, it's just showing me a home.html. On this one, let me add the navigation. Okay, I'll just save it. So now it's giving me an error. So if I go in app.models, do I see a navigation component? Yep, I do have a navigation component, but I don't want to put the navigation component on my app modules. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna first make this a little smaller. I will delete this. I don't want to put it here. I will put this app navigation modules on my component here. Okay, component modules. Okay, and I will import that navigation modules here from the place where I created. It's created in the navigations here and navigation component, and save it. Once I save it, I will just refresh it to make sure that it's working or not. Okay, it's giving me an error. Okay, because I need to I need to export this too. Once I export it, now the app component will see that, and I got able to see a navigation component on the bottom here. Right here on the bottom, it says it right here. It is, our navigation component is on the bottom there. So now let me modify this navigation component. Okay, so how we can modify it is directly go on navigation HTML file, and I will use couple of the my custom CSS, and also the navigation button from Bootstrap, not Bootstrap, sorry, the material design. So now let me go to the my material design. Okay, I don't have a material design. Okay, so now let me go to the Angular. What is it? Here, Angular material, and yep, I just go to Angular materials component UI, and just go here button components, and let me go to the buttons here. So I want this button, the icon button. So now let me go and grab that button. Where is it? Okay, so here it is. This is the delete button. So I'll just grab and I'll paste it here just to make sure that it's working or not. Okay, it doesn't work because I need to import this one modules, the materials modules as well. So in material modules, let me import the two modules. The one is for the button, so it's called the mat button modules. If you guys know where to find it, then it's pretty easy. You can search it on Angular material itself, or in the API. It says that here, materials modules, and in materials button. Some of things are not even mentioned, such as like maybe it should be mentioned somewhere in the bottom. Yeah, for icon one. Let me check the icon one. Yeah, for icon one, we need to import the different modules, and for that one, we need to import app material such as mat icon modules. Okay, and we need to get that from where? From materials slash icon, and this is from button. So once we have this, so now we need to put that here, the import, and we need to also export this. So the my component modules can receive it and component modules can use it, and component modules also has a navigations component, so he navigation component can use it as well. So now I don't have an issue here, and if I check it here, and let me check this navigations, did I see a button here? Yep, here it is a button. Right here is a button, right? But we don't want like this kind of button, we want another button. So to create another button, we want the we don't want the mat fab, we want something called mat icon button. Okay, this is what we need. And for the color, primary is a good, and we don't want this. And here mat icon, what type of icon we want? It's a home, so I'll just create it as a home. So now let's see how this is look like. Okay, this look like here in the bottom, as you guys can see, it looks like a home. So what we're gonna do is we don't want this at all. So what we're gonna do here is we create another class called navigation class, and we're gonna use this button here multiple times. Okay, maybe 4 times. So the in here what we need is we want something called node add. But if you guys can go in the material by itself, material icon, it's gonna teach you what type of icon you need. So you can grab the name of the icon and you can put it right here if you want it. In the icons, there are bunch of icon, you can pick it. So I just pick a couple of it. I picked the node here, and I picked the calendar today, something like that, calendar today, to show the calendar today. And the last one is supervisor visor account. Okay, so this is what I pick it, but there are a bunch of here is icon, you can pick it and you can put it the name here as up to you. All right, and so now as you guys can see, I have the all the icons, it's right here. So now what I need to do now, the next is I need to create the class for navigation on navigation.css here. Navigation, oh sorry, navigation class, and I need to add a couple of the CSS to look this one a little better. Okay. So what class I need is I need a position. The first thing is position need to be fixed. I don't want this to be moved anywhere. I want to put always on the bottom. So I'll just need to tell that position is a fixed and the bottom is 0. Go down and stay there. Don't go anywhere, right? And left is also 0. I want to put the left and bottom 0. I need to put as a display as a flex. So I want this to be I mean, I don't want to put this everyone here. I want to put this on the exact same places where it's going to be. For that one, I'll put the justify as a space around, which will put it on, if I save it up to now, so then it will go up to, it will looks like this. Okay, it doesn't even change nothing because what, let me see. Yep, looks like it's perfectly fine now. So now I need to add a couple of the more things. Here is I need to make this align item, right? Align item as a center, as a, while it goes as a vertically, I need to put this as a center. And you know what though, because of the width is not 100%. That was the reason that was not, this is not even moving it. So now up, okay, now perfectly fine. Now it's moving it. So now what do I want is I want a border, I want some border top, right? I want some border top, 1 pixel solid, and kind of like a grayish color I want. And I want the background to be white. I think the background is already white, but I want the background to be white. So it looks like, okay, it looks like this now. It looks like this. Do I have a high? Oh, you know what? Let me add on button. There is a button here. Let me add the button, the margin, uh, 10 pixels on each and every button. Each and every button, I want some margin here. Okay, it looks like this now. Okay, it looks like this. Okay, but if I add a more data, of course it's going to be, now it doesn't work with this at all. So what do I want is I want the next step is to routing. Okay, I want a router to set it up. So this is my routing modules, which I don't have set it up anything. So let's set it up the router modules. So inside this routing here, I want the path, right? I want the path for this first. So this path is empty. If it's empty, that means it need to go to the component of the what? The home component. Okay. If its route is nothing, as a blank like this, then it need to go the home component. Or I could also say that if the path is home, then it will redirect, right? Just to redirect to the empty, which is blank, of course. Redirect to blank or empty. And path match, let me do a path match is full. Okay, so this is for the home component which we define. Now let me define for a task component. So there is a task component. So what I want to do inside, I would want to create a children for the task component, and for a child, if there is a task underscore add something, right? Add, then I want to do add component, which I haven't created yet. Okay, which I want to do, and later on, if the path is empty, right? If the path is empty, then redirect to exact same one, redirect to task. So it will redirect to task, right? If it's task, then it will redirect to task. Not task, sorry, redirect to home page. If it's somebody put a task, then I just want to put the redirect to. And if they put anything else, then here, if they put anything else, if the path is anything else, then I just want to redirect, I guess. Yeah, I just want to redirect, and I don't want path mat, just redirect to the home page. That's what I want. So now let me see what I see the error. Okay, I see the error because it says invalid configurations on the talk/add. And I just want to make sure that do I have a routing modules? Yeah, I do have app routing modules. So what it says, the invalid configuration on the route tag/add, one of the must provided the redirect the children to the load thing. So instead of this redirect, I think this is good. You know what? Oh yeah, I didn't need to provide the add. Of course, I need to provide the component, otherwise complaining. So for now, I'll just put the home component, but I think I need to change to the add component later on, which once I'm going to create it here. When you user click this button, it need to go to different one. But if you click it here, it need to come to home page. So now to do that, we need to go in a home component here. Home, where's my home component as that HTML file? Not sorry, home, sorry, app component here. So instead of here, I will add a router outlet. Okay, router outlet, and inside the router outlet, I'll just leave it like this, blank. Okay, so now router our outlet is working. If it's blank, then it goes to my home component. But if I click in the home, then it's still go to home component. Or if I do something else, AST, whatever, it goes to my home component again because it's a routing. But if I do, yeah, of course, it do everything on this one. So now let me change the app.navigations file. What is app.navigations here on the HTML file, and I will add a couple of the link here. Okay, so this is the home button when we click it. So I'll just create as a right for href, and here instead of href we'll use something called router link. Okay, so on a router link we will move this to go to the home. Whenever you click it on this button, then it need to go to the home. So now it says the router link is an unknown property on navigation component. Okay, navigation component. So navigation components in defining on these modules here. So it looks like this module doesn't have a routing modules. So I need to put a routing modules here as well, because it doesn't have a routing modules. So routing app routing modules. Okay, I'll import it app routing modules here. So now it will disappear this. So you know what? I don't even need the app routing modules on here. So I'll just delete from here, and I will put it here, app routing modules here, and I will export this as well. So my app component will receive it. Okay, so if I click it here, then I didn't save it, I guess. I'm pretty sure I didn't save it. So now if I click it on this one, then it's supposed to go to the, of course, I think it's going to the home. I'm pretty sure because it's rerouting to this one. So now let me create another one here. Okay. Okay, I will create another button here, and but for this one, I wanna send to the. There are different ways to do a navigation, but this is one of the ways to do it. So I wanna send to task/add. Okay, this is the place which I want to send it. So if I click it task.add, then it will also route to my home task/add. It goes to the home component as well. So now let me create another one component inside the task, which I created as add. Let me do that. Let's generate that component. To generate that component, we do ng generate component, and we're gonna generate the component called inside the components, right? Inside the components, inside the task, we need to generate a new component call. What's component name is going to be add. So we're gonna generate this component first. So now let's wait for this to generate. Okay, looks like it's generated inside here. It generated add. So this is going to be our add component. Okay, so now this is the place where we need to go when we click that button of the navigation. So now let me refresh it and let me see if there is any issues. Okay, looks like there are a couple of issues. So I need to figure it out what this issue is. So basically I'm getting the issue on this one here in add component. Looks like it's trying to add it here. So I'll just remove this add component. And we don't want to add our component in app modules. We want to add our component on the component modules here. Okay, it's already been added. Looks like task/add. The add looks good. Everything looks good to me. So I'll just say click close, and let me click that button for navigations which we created before. So if I click it here, okay, looks like the navigation pod doesn't even work. So now let me go to the routing and let me figure it out why this doesn't work. Okay, so I have a routing and app routing modules which has been defining here, right? App routing modules. I export this and okay, once I export it and I have a modules here is defined, looks good so far. And if I go in the app.component.html, I do have a router outlet defined, good so far. And navigations here is okay. So let me go to navigations here, and this is the place where we click and where we need to go to the different router, right? We put a router link and looks good so far. And this did I save this? Looks like I save it. So if I refresh it, okay, so looks like there is a issue. The issue is basically I use this as it should work like this, but I'm not sure why it doesn't work. But I need to remove this as the bracket, the big bracket here. Now I need to put as talks as add on router link, and if I click it on add, it goes to the add here. Okay, so if I click it here, it goes to my home page, but if I click it here, it goes to the add, and it says the add works, is working. But if I click it on the home page, of course this is my home page, and if I click on add, and this is going to add. So on next video I'm going to create the forms for the add, and we're going to add a new task to our APIs, of course on our tables using the APIs. And thank you very much for watching this video, guys, and I hope you guys learned something new, and bye for now.